France over Italy, 35 points to 22 at home. It's a bonus point win to France, sure enough. It's kind of what they needed to get out of this game, basically. You play Italy in the Six Nations, especially when we're at home. You target a bonus point win. That's just the way it goes. But, I mean, credit to Italy. They're not going to get anything out of this game in terms of a losing bonus point or a 4-try bonus point, but I think Italy looked all right. It looked like they were going to get hammered for a while, but they never gave up. They showed some proper good fighting spirit. And, like, after last week's game, when I read the comments, you get the standard Italy don't belong in the Six Nations, Italy don't belong in the Six Nations. After a performance like that, I don't think you can say they don't belong in the Six Nations. Do they perform like this every week? No, they don't. But do they have it in them to play well from time to time? Sure they do. Or, I mean, you could argue that France are just being inconsistent. I don't know. Either way, it was an interesting one. I'll go over some of the key events, the key stats, and you guys can let me know what you guys thought of the game generally. The kick-in wasn't all that sharp today. It seemed like the weather was pretty windy outside. Unlike the Murrayfield game, it kind of managed to stay out of the stadium for the most part, although it was still enough to affect the kickers. It was France out of the blocks early, 3-0 with a penalty. And it wasn't looking good for Italy, like on 5 minutes, because Tommaso Allen, he's got the ball on his 22, he kicks for touch, and instead of getting some distance on it, pretty much goes straight out, like not more than a few meters in front of where he took the kick from. So, yeah, he kicked it straight out. And from the next play, Teddy Thomas gets his try. It was from a kick through. Great finish. Took some real nimble hands for Teddy Thomas to get that ball down. They missed the conversion, and it's 8-0 to France. Intermac misses a penalty on 14 minutes. It was a good turnover from Marchand to win the penalty in the first place. But then 17 or 18 minutes, Olivon gets the try. Almost did it the wrong way, Charlotte. Yeah, I do try to get the name right where I can. I know the Italian ones. I'm still very much work in progress. Where was I at? Olivon, he gets a try. Dupont in the build-up with the dummy and the offload. That guy is kind of looking like the world's best number 9 at the moment, fair to say. I mean, Conor Murray had a pretty bloody good game for Ireland at the weekend as well, but that guy Dupont's pretty sharp, man. So yeah, Intermac are going close, but Olivon gets the try. The conversion goes off the crossbar, and it's 13 points to 0. So at that point, it looks like Italy are going to get a hiding. They've hardly really threatened the French line. However, Minozzi gets a try on 24 minutes down the left wing. They go more than 10 phases, I think 10 or 11. And yeah, it's kind of their first attacking chance. They take it, man. 7 points for Italy, so it's 13-7. They kick a penalty, 13-10. All right, in my notes, game on. What's going on? All of a sudden, Italy have woken up and they're causing the French some problems. France took the lead back out to 6 points on half an hour with a penalty. And then 38 minutes, France go through some phases. Baye gets the offload to that man Aldrit, who's having a pretty good Six Nations as well. Dupont with a pass in there as well. And yeah, it's another try. The conversion, if you haven't seen it, you should go back and watch it. He manages to kick the conversion. This is Intermac. It hits the post. It bounces off the other post. And then manages to go over. So he's hit the crossbar with his previous one and then post over. Couldn't do it again if he tried, I swear. I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like it. Yes. 23 points to 10 at halftime. Still looking kind of comfortable, I suppose. The French, and they did go close in the second half, 48 minutes. Line out from a penalty, but they missed the line out. The French, like their line-out stats were 13 from 15, so that's one of the kind of key times I let them down. I felt like as they needed to put their foot on the gas, they kind of let up a bit. Either that or the Italians just lifted and came right back into the game. But they did have the bit of share of luck as well. That fullback, Bouthier, for France, he's got a big boot on him. He kicks it long. The kick is clearly too big. It's definitely going to go dead. But it manages to hit the padding on one of the posts to stop it. So it stops in the field of play. Like, Again, he probably couldn't do it again if he tried. But yeah, 54 minutes Italy miss a penalty, and then they pay for it because 59 minutes Intermac goes for a try. There's like 2 passes from the back of a maul, and they make it 28-10. Again, they missed the conversion, but that's your bonus point, so it's pretty much the deal sealed up for the French. 64 minutes though, Italy 65 Zanni from the base of the post. It's a really hard one to defend. Smart play. They had phase after phase. The forwards weren't going to let it go. I think they even had advantage. And yeah, touches it against the base of the post. So 28-17. Saran with a bit of individual brilliance on 74 minutes. Quick tap, grubber, and regather. So you won't see many better individual tries than that one. 35-17. But then Bellini for Italy has the last say of the game. It was an offload and a Hayward run. He passed it, and then they got the try. Interestingly, they took the conversion quickly to keep the game alive. But then when they were down their own end later, Kana just was like, nah, had enough, and kicked the ball out. So, I mean, they could have potentially gone for a 4th try bonus point. But I guess even to get within 7 points if they kick the conversion. But they had enough. I guess the scoreline was respectable to score 3 tries. Kana thought they'd done enough. I'm not sure, but it just seemed bizarre that they took the conversion for that for that try so quickly because they felt they had something else to play for, but it ended up not meaning anything. So yeah, like I said, France took their foot off the gas at times with a couple of their line-out throws and the penalties conceded. Intermac had a pretty good game. Didn't have the best hands at all times, but still pretty solid. Man, the commentator, I don't know which feed you guys had, but he seriously said, and I should take offense for this as a guy with a pretty big schnoz myself, he said Rattez qualifies for Italy through that Roman nose. Like, come on, that's cold. That's cold. In 10 years, you won't be able to say that kind of thing. Twitter will be all over that. Leave the big-nosed people alone. Final stats for the game, I should say. Aldric got man of the match, fair enough. Knock-ons, France 8, Italy 5. So that's one area that the French will look back on. Like I mentioned, Ntamak had a couple of dropsies. Especially when you look at the possession was 55% Italy, 45% France. So they had they had more knock-ons, but less ball, so should be the other way around. Territory is 50-50. Run meters, there was only a meter in it, 462 to 461, so the Italians, good value in this game, man. Clean breaks, 12 to France, 8 to Italy, so they edged that one. But defenders beaten, again, it's pretty close, 25 France, 23 Italy. Tackling percentage, pretty close, 88% France, 85% Italy. Italy makes 145, France makes 168. Penalties conceded is dead even, 10 apiece. Offloads is dead even, 16 apiece. So a lot of the stats were pretty even. You just have to say France maybe a bit sharper at times, bit more that bit of individual brilliance and just overall the better team on the day. But yeah, Italy definitely good value for this game. A pity they didn't get anything out of it, man, because they deserve probably something. Dupont had a try assist, 11 runs, 85 metres, 2 clean breaks and 4 defenders beaten. Not bad for a guy with number 9 on his back. Hayward for Italy, 102 run metres, 2 clean breaks, 4 defenders beaten, 2 try assists. I've kind of thought he's a bit over it, but certainly shut me up with that performance. So pretty decent. I'm not sure how much information this gives us in terms of the rest of the Six Nations. Like it was really hard to place where Wales were at based on their victory over Italy, and it turns out not good enough to beat Ireland away, at least that week. For France, beating Italy at home, but not beating them by enough, but not giving them a hiding. Does that mean France is going to go on and win the Grand Slam? You wouldn't have thought so, based on some of the inconsistencies in the performance. But they're still a pretty good side. They got Dupont doing some great stuff, Intermac doing some great stuff. Not just those guys, the Fords look pretty up for it as well. Willems, I thought, looked really good. So France, definitely a side on the up, but Italy, not a side that we can probably write off. That being said, they'll probably go out and get hammered next time because I'm kind of giving them a bit of credit here. I think next they've got, I forgot to look, Scotland at home, right? That could be a cracker. So we will see. Yeah, I thought it was an entertaining game. I thought it was pretty good. So, yeah. You guys let me know your thoughts on the game. The dream team for the Six Nations I will do tomorrow rather than today. My daughter is running a slight fever, so I had to take her to the clinic to get the doctor to say, yep, take her home and don't send her to daycare. You know, you queue for that kind of stuff, but you got to take them. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts on the game, and I'll talk to you guys again next time. See ya.